welcome to this lesson. Before we start, do subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends so that even they can benefit. Let's start. In this video, we are going to solve Cambridge IGCSE Mathematics Paper 4 Extended Variant 4.1, October-November 2019, question number 8 onwards. So we have been given 5 cards here. Donald chooses a card at random. Write down the probability that the number of dots on this card is an even number. Even numbers are numbers ending with 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So this is an even number card, even number, and even number. So how many even number cards we have? 4. And how many total cards? 5. So 4 over 5. Next, write down the probability that the number of dots on this card is a prime number. Prime numbers are numbers that are only in its times table or in 1. It means it is not divisible by any other number. So which are prime numbers? 3 is a prime number. 2 is a prime number. 2 is the only even prime number. 4 is not a prime number. So how many cards we have? 4. And total 5. Next, Donald chooses 2 of the 5 cards at random without replacement. He works out the total number of dots on these 2 cards. Find the probability that the total number of dots is 5. Remember that it is without replacement. And the total number of dots is 5. So suppose he chooses 3. The second one, to have a total of 5, has to be a card which has 2 dots on it, right? So what is the probability of having 3 dots in a card? There's only one card here. So the probability is 1 over 5. And how many cards having 2? 1, 2, and 3. So 3. But we have removed one card, right? So how many cards are remaining now? 4. Or it could be a 2 and a 3. What is the probability of having 2? 1, 2, and 3. Or means plus. So 3 over 5. Or it could be 1. 3 is 1, therefore 1 over 4. Again the same reasoning. We removed one card, so the total number of cards is less. And this, when you put in the calculator, you will get 6 over 20, which is 3 over 10. Part 2. Find the probability that the total number of dots is an odd number. So it could be that the first card is 3 and the second is 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. Or it could be the first card is 2 and the second is 3. Or it could be the first card is 3 and the second is 4, because 3 plus 4 is 7. Or 4 times 3. Let's write down the probabilities. Of 3 is 1 over 5. And how many cards are having 2 dots? 3. Remember, it's without replacement. So the total for the second card will change. It will be 4. And here 2 out of 5 multiply by 1 over 4 plus 1 over 5. The card having 4 is only 1. So 1 over 4 plus 1 over 5 multiplied by 1 over 4. This whole thing will give you 8 over 20, which you simplify is 2 over 5. Question number 9. A car hire company has X small cars and Y large cars. The company has at least 6 cars in total. The number of large cars is less than or equal to the number of small cars. The largest number of small cars is 8. Write down 3 inequalities in terms of X, N, or Y to show this information. So the first one, the company has at least 6 cars in total. So combining the X and the Y, it has to be more than or equal to 6. And the number of large cars is less than or equal to the number of small cars. Y is your large cars. It has to be less than or equal to the number of small cars, which is X. And the largest number of small cars is 8. So the number of small cars has to be less than or equal to 8. Next, a small car can carry 4 passengers and a large car can carry 6 people. One day the largest number of people to be carried is 60. Show that 2x plus 3y is equal to 30. So we have that small car, which is x, can carry 4 people. So 4x, and a large car can carry 6 people, 6y. The total of these number of people to be carried is 60. So this equation has to be less than or equal to 60. Divide all the numbers by 2. You will have 2x plus 3y is less than or equal to 30. Part C, by shading the unwanted regions on the grid, show and label the region R that satisfies all 4 inequalities. The first one is x plus y is more than or less than 6. It means that you join 6 here and 6 here and draw the line. So this is the line. The next one, y is less than or equal to x. It means that when x is 1, y is 1. When x is 6, y is 6. So plot a few points and join the line. Let's take when x is 3, y is 3. When x is 10, y is 10. We'll join these 2 points together. So this line is y is less than or equal to 6. And then we have x is less than or equal to 8. This is x is 8. We'll draw that line. This one is x is less than or equal to 8. The other one you have is 2x plus 3y is less than or equal to 30. So let's put in place of x 0. When x is 0, that is on the y-axis, what is the value of y? 2 multiplied by 0 is 0. Therefore, y is equal to 30 divided by 3, 10. So when x is 0, y is 10. That point is here. And then when y is 0, so 2x plus 3 multiplied by 0 is less than or equal to 30. 2x is equal to 30. X is equal to 15. So when y is 0, x is 15, it is this point here. This is the line. Now we have to shade the unwanted region. This is the easiest one. When x is less than or 8. This is less than or 8. It means we don't want this part here. So we'll shade this part. So we have plotted and shaded this one. Now we'll see for y is less than or equal to x. It is this line, correct? Choose a point from this side of the line or this side of the line. I'm choosing this point here. When x is 4, y is 5. So when x is 4, sorry, 1 minute. When x is 4, y is 5. This is not according to our inequality. According to the inequality, y is less and x is more. So this is the unwanted part. That is the part we'll be shading. Now we will solve this one when x plus y is more than or equal to 6. So choose a point. Which is the line? This is the line. Choose a point from here or here. We'll still choose the same point. We can choose 4 and 5. So in place of x, we'll put 4, and in place of y, 5. Is it more and equal to 6? Yes, it is. It means this point is here above the line. So the space above the line is wanted. This part here is the unwanted part. And now remaining is 2x plus 3y is less than or equal to 30. So this is the line. We'll choose the point which is given, which we have chosen only 5 and 4. Replace the x and the y. X is 4 and y is 5. This should be less than 30. So you can see that this is the wanted part. So this part is the unwanted part. I wrote here by mistake 6. It is y is less than or equal to x. So this is our region. Now moving on to the next part of the question, D1. Find the number of small cars and the number of large cars needed to carry 60 people. In part B, we had found 4x plus 6y is less than or equal to 60. So we need to find a value of x and y that will give us 60. And the point has to be from here. Start with the biggest point here. So 6 and 6. Replace the x with 6 and the y with 6. And we get 60. So 6 small cars and 6 large cars. And if you don't get it, you need to try substituting different points, but it has to be whole numbers. This is the small cars, x, and this is the large cars, y. Next part of the question, when the company uses 7 cars, find the largest number of people that can be carried. We have not been told the number of large cars or small cars. That can be in any number, so the total number of cars should be 7. We can take 4 and 3, that will give us 7, 5 and 2, 6 and 1, and substitute in our equation to get the answer. So the number of people carried we have is 4x plus 6y. Let's replace the x and y with each number and see. When x is 4, y is 3. And when x is 5, y is 2. When x is 6, y is 1. Let's see what answers we get. So these are the numbers we get. We can see the highest is when x is 4 and y is 3. The answer is 34. The largest number of people that can be carried. Question number 10. This is a sequence question. Complete the table for the fifth term and the nth term of each sequence. The first term is 9, the second is 5, the third is 1. We can see that when you subtract -4 from each term, you get the next term. This is an arithmetic sequence. Arithmetic sequence is when you add or subtract to get the next term. This is the formula for arithmetic sequence, a plus n minus 1d. A is your first term, which is 9, and d is your difference. Difference is the second term minus the first term. So 5 minus 9 is -4. Expand the bracket. 9, -4, n plus 4. This will give us 13 minus 4n. That is your nth term. To find the next term, we can just subtract from -3, -4, which will be -7, or in place of n, substitute 5. Another easier way to solve an arithmetic sequence is whatever is the difference, you write it. We know our difference is -4, you write it with n, -4n. And then from the first term, you subtract the sequence. So 9 minus -4 will give you plus 13. This is an easier way to get your answer. Next we have is 4, 9, 16, 25. You know that these are square numbers, but there's a first square number missing. 1 square is 1. And this is 25 square. 25, the next will be 6 square, which is 36. So to get the nth term, whenever the second term is given and not the first one, we write n plus 1 square. Moving on to the third sequence, this is 1, 8, 27, 64. I hope you are aware that this is a cubic sequence, n cube. The fifth term will be 5 to the power of 3, which is 125. Now for the next one. This is 8, 16, 32, and 64. You can see that 8 times 2 is 16, 16 times 2, 32, so on. So 64 times 2 will give you 128. Now to find the nth term, whenever you multiply or divide to find your answer next term, you can use the geometric sequence or try to figure out how you can solve this by logic. Let's try to understand this question. These are all even numbers. They're all to the power of 2. This is 2 to the power of 3, 2 to the power of 4, 2 to the power of 5, 2 to the power of 6. What is our term here? 1. How do you get 3? If we add 2 to our term, so 1 plus 2 is 3. Here our term is second, correct? 2 plus 2 is 4. I'm talking about the powers here. So you can write this as 2 to the power of n plus 2. Part B, we have been given a sequence, and this is a Fibonacci sequence. After the first two terms, the rule to find the next term is add the two previous terms. Example, 5 plus 8 is 13, 8 plus 13 is 21. Use this rule to complete each of the following Fibonacci sequences. The first sequence is easy. 2 plus 4, 6, 6 plus 4, 10, 6 plus 10, 16. Now in the next sequence, we have not been given these three terms, and the two terms are also not there. So we have 11 here. We need to find two numbers that will give us 11, and then we'll work out. What are the numbers that will give us 11? 1 plus 10, but 1 is already used, so we won't be able to use it. 2 plus 9 will also not work, and 3 plus 8, let's try that out. So if you have 3 here and 8 here, 3 plus 8 is 11. What number can come here? We can say 1 plus 2 is 3, correct? 2 plus 3 is supposed to give us 5, but we are getting 8. So this number didn't work out. So let's try 4 plus 7. 4 and 7. So 4 plus 7 is 11. And which number can we put here? 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. So that's our answer. Now to the next one. We have a 1 here and negative 1 here. 0 plus 1 is 1. Let's see what we should get here. Which two numbers when you add will give you 1? 1 and 0, right? So we have 1 and 0 here. And what will come here? We do the reverse counting. So this will be 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. Negative 1 plus 1, 0. And 0 plus 1, 1. We have been given another sequence. 1 over 3, 3 over 4, 4 over 7. What do you notice? That the denominator is your numerator, and the sum of the numerator and the denominator is the next term's denominator. So one of the term of the sequence is P over Q. What is the next term going to be? Like I said, the denominator becomes the numerator, so that will be Q. And the sum of the numerator plus the denominator will go in the denominator of the next term. So that's your answer. Find the sixth term of this sequence. We have already been given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sequence. 5 term, we need to find the 6th term. So it will be 18, and 11 plus 18, 29. The answer is 18 over 29. And this brings us to the end of this tutorial. If I've helped you, kindly share this video with your friends, like the video, and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.